Okay, so now we are going to look at step 3 of organizing dictionary objects in lists. And this video is going to talk about how you can edit an item in the list. There are 3 items in our list. They are milk, eggs, and rice. And they are set up with item numbers. We gave them an item number 1, 2, and 3, and we stuffed the item number right in the data. We're working with this test set of data right now that we created before. And this test data seems to have a random piece of code here. This test data, we generated these values in each item in the dictionary, in each dictionary to correspond to the index number where this dictionary item is going to be placed in a list called My Grocery List. And we generated it based on just a sequence, 1, 2, and 3. So now we have those items in the list, and now we're going to edit those items. So we're going to come down to here when the edit button is clicked. So now when we look at our code, we can select an item on the list. Let's say we select the eggs. And if we click the edit item button, then it takes all the data from this list entry item, and it was this list dictionary item, and it puts it up here in the top. And here's how it does it. So when the button is clicked, first of all, it says if your list viewer has had nobody's made a selection yet, then you're going to call a notifier and say, hey, you have to make a selection. And so if your index is greater than 0, you can process this. If not, you say, please select an item from the list. Okay, we're going to assume that we're processing the item. We've selected item number 2. We're going to say, okay, we're going to update this item. And now we're going to start to fill the screen. Now, we need to fill up this spot of the screen. And just because I wanted the code to look a little bit tighter, instead of having all this, navigation path that's always starting all the way out at the grocery list, and then walking down through the list index and then the dictionary key, I just said instead, here, take everything that's in here at this selection key. The list viewer is called the elements of this list viewer. Give me the one that's at the selection of the index that I'm currently on, and pass all this stuff to a function called edit dictionary list. And so it passes all of this data right here that it finds. It is formatted as a dictionary item because it starts with brackets. Then it has quotes for the key. Then it has a colon, and then quotes for the value that goes with that key. Then it has a comma. Then it has quotes with item name, end quote, colon, quote again for the value that goes with item name, etc., till it gets to the back end where it has a bracket again. That format is not alpha, it's not numeric, it is not binary, it is dictionary format. Because it is dictionary format and it is getting passed to as a parameter to this procedure called edit dictionary item, this item believes it's a dictionary item. I mean, this procedure believes it's a dictionary item. And now we have called that dictionary item a plain old dictionary item. We've called that plain old dictionary item current dictionary item. And now we can just process it using regular get values. So we just use in the dictionary this regular get key. So we're saying, okay, of the current dictionary item that got passed, get the key value for item number and throw it on the screen in the box where it's the label for the item number. And there's a not found piece here. If you can't find it, of course, you would put a 0, but you're going to find it because this is how you organize your data in the first place. So then you go down to the next one. You want to fill the text, the grocery name text box with the item name. And you want it to be the item name in the dictionary that is corresponding with the dictionary we're working on, the current dictionary item. We want to fill the quantity with whatever that dictionary key has for the quantity. So as a reminder, that quantity said 12. We're going to take that quantity of 12 and stick it in the text box right there where it says 12. And then the picked, we're going to set the true false value to this box right here. So whatever was pulled from here is getting passed to this edit dictionary item procedure through this parameter, and that parameter is allowing us to read it with a very simple get values, royal blue block of get values, and then it populates this. Now that this is completely populated, when we go back up to our save button and we run this routine, we're looking at the update routine. And instead of adding this item to the list by doing an add items to list, we are now doing a replace list item. So the most important thing about a replace list item is which item do you want to replace? Well, I want to replace the item with the correct index number. And it turns out that on this page, we hid up here in this little corner, we hid this thing, item number 2. And that's because we had it right here in the data value on the dictionary itself. We have a key called item number with the number 2 in it. We fed that up here, so we held on to it. This is not an editable field. The user cannot play with this field. And because the user cannot play with this field, and you could even hide this, you could make this invisible, but the data would still be there. Then when you went to save this item, like let's say I put 18 here, I want 18 eggs instead of 12, I go to save this item. Now it knows to put it back in index number 2 of the grocery list. So the grocery list, index number 2, we're going to update with all of the information, the green boxes that we just filled in. We're going to stick that in the dictionary keys to correspond with the dictionary keys. And then like before, we're going to take that whole grocery list and we are going to save that grocery list that we just updated with this index value here. And as soon as I roll it back on the screen, I lost my marker again. But we're going to update this grocery list with that dictionary item. And then we're going to store it to the phone, and immediately we're going to pop what we stored to the phone or to the device into the visible list on the screen. And so you can see that what we just updated for 18 eggs is now coming into item number 2, and the quantity has been updated to 18. And then once again, we go back and we wipe out all the green data entry boxes at the top. All these green things at the top get wiped out, and we set it right back to add mode. And only again, if we want to edit an item, we would have to select that item and then edit that one and hit the save button. Okay.